Good morning, everybody. It's extremely early in the morning. It's 6:30. I never get up this early if I can help it. Uh, but I got a little special day ahead of me, so here we go. The soap pick for this morning is Soap Commander Connection, the Woods and Berry. The aftershave to match it, Enye. You can see I like Enye quite a lot by the amount of use it has. My razor, Gem Bullet Tip. This is probably the coolest razor, one of the coolest razors I own. I just love that it's the plastic bullet. And then my brush, I am using the Nathan Clark Desert Sunset 30 millimeter Envy White Knot. And I'll go ahead and start loading and explain why I picked what I did. First, the brush, very easy. It's hard to tell from behind me, but the sun is setting in the other direction. That's a west-facing window. And so I figured, yeah, it's a sunset brush, but at the same time, could be a sunrise brush as well. So I got it for the sunset purpose, but perfect timing for it. The soap, one, the smell, obviously. I know also some people call Sunday Soap Commander Sunday. There's a lot of different reasons. A friend of mine, he just graduated from Naval OCS, Officer Candidate School, and so last night he got home, and I haven't seen him yet. I'm hoping to get to have lunch with him today, depending on how much time he gets. So I figured also it'd be kind of appropriate to use a naval, heritage soap for his arrival, first full day back in town. He's home in town for about 6-7 weeks, waiting to go to his flight training. He's going to be a pilot, so that part is part of it as well. And I'll get to the rest in a second. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of growth real quick. Figure it's only pretty what time I shaved yesterday. I think around noon, just afternoon. So not a full day's worth of growth. Probably only do 2 passes. But I'm actually heading out to, the reason I'm up so early, heading out to a new church this morning with one of our associate pastors, the one I go to the gym with a lot and hang out with a lot, is a good friend of mine, Gabe. He's preaching at this other church today. Kind of a branch off. It's one that was one of the pastors from our church created in town. And so he's filling in and playing music as well. So, one, I wanted to hear him preach, but also I know they need to set up chairs, things like that. So I figured, why not go help? And we're also probably going to get lunch afterwards, so it should be a good day. And alas, I wanted to be cleanly shaven for it, so I figured I better wake up early, get a good shave in. I think today might be the first against the grain pass. What's also cool is he last night, Saturday, as most people know, I go to church. I don't usually go on Sundays, but he, knowing I was getting up early for today at the coffee shop that we have at church, he made me a drink with the intent that this morning I can drink it. I realize it's something that might be bad to drink coffee a day later, or not even a day later, a couple hours later. But to me, it's just kind of cool. Wake up to a nice iced honey latte. Oh, and don't be the Cubs jersey isn't down because I'm mad because they lost or anything. I was wearing the jersey yesterday. I have to admit, I actually expected them to lose last night. Figured it was Matt Harvey, being the quality pitcher he was. I didn't really expect to win that one. Figured with Lester going, he'd probably give up a couple runs. And it'd be too many. But we have Jake Arrieta going today. So hopefully he does his usual. And or what's become normal for him and pitches a really good game. Then they could take it back to Chicago 1-1. But before that, it's Packers Chargers. Whew. So I definitely have a sports-packed day as the day goes on. For those who may not have seen my initial video on this soap, or for those who have, I should say, I would say my scent description is the same. I'll explain that in a second. What I mean by that, for those who didn't see that video. Flicked water out of my eye. What I go ahead and do, make this a 3-passer. But what I do like about this soap, other than performance and scent being awesome, but the way that I describe this soap is it works like as a cologne. What I mean by that is when you start off in the tub, when you smell it, that you get the berries, a little sweet and a little tart kind of deal. And then you pick up a little bit of the woody, earthy, that sort of thing. Well, what I like is while you're shaving with it, it starts off once again with that woody, the berry tartness and that aspect of it. But as you shave with it, kind of like an EDT would do, or any of these, even Enye, or some of these good colognes or aftershaves, there's a dry down to it. So as I'm shaving, that sweet tartness is still there, but then it gives way to the woodier stuff. So it's kind of like that top note kind of fades a little bit. So I think that's kind of a cool thing that it kind of transitions. So it's almost like 2-in-1 kind of deal. I just like how they play on each other. The 2 cents. So this is also the first against the grain, but also the first 3-pass shade I've done since that skin infection, or what are we going to call that I had. Let's see where I'm at. Wow. Beauty. Just under my chin a little. We'll be out of here in no time. Alright, I'm going to pause this, clean up, and I'll be right back for the splash and the final thoughts. Alright, I am back, and I'm reminded on how awesome a 3-pass shave can be. The difference, how close and how smooth my skin is right now. Let me break down the shave real quick. This brush, not only is it beautiful, but performance fantastic. Creates up a quick lather real fast. Feels wonderful on the face. I love the backbone. The connection, great start to the morning. Maybe not what everybody would call a morning scent, but it hits the spot. Enyee. And I hope to make some good connections today. Meeting some new people. And definitely a little alcohol sting. I always do my head as well. Wow. That bullet tip is extremely efficient. It's probably the most second most efficient, other than the double open comb. So that's what I got, everybody. Sorry if my morning ramblings were kind of all over the place, but I normally don't talk too much this time of day. Normally it's sleep. So I'm going to get ready to go. I got to be out the door here hopefully in a few minutes. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Go Packers. May you guys have a wonderful and blessed Sunday.